Fantastic Planet. I finally watched it. I finally watched it. It has been recommended to me by friends, acquaintances. Like if you ever just like want to see a new animated movie, it's always on like a list of recommended movies. Heck, it's recommended for just like foreign movies in general for being so unique, and I finally get why. The hype is real. It's so weird and lovely. It's really good. It's a bit like bleak natured, but that's kind of part of the charm of it. Okay. Fantastic Planet is an experimental science fiction animated film. Now, usually experimental movies are just not enjoyed by me. The last time I watched an experimental art film, it was like being forced to watch a screensaver for 40 minutes, and I did not enjoy it. No, I thought, oh God, maybe this is too abstract or avant garde for me. But no, I hated it. I could not with it. But Fantastic Planet is different. Again, mostly because I just love the medium of animation, and this takes such good advantage of it. Oh, it does. It's kind of a flash animated movie, I will admit. It's traditional, like 2D, hand drawn, and such like that, but it just takes such strange liberties with it. Obviously, that's the experimental part, but yeah, it really does get the spirit of what good science fiction is. It was just so unique. And what I'm talking about is not just the fact that they're giant aliens with little pet humans. It's also the part where like they explain how the aliens sort of do certain stuff in their day. Like how they change clothes, how they relax, how they exchange information. The way it's all performed and like spelled out is all really unique, and just it doesn't even like play out naturally where one connects to the other and that's how it's transferred. No, the art style of this movie just goes with trying to make something that they think looks aesthetically pleasing, and it does the job, and it just makes it look so like strange and alien like that it's perfect. It's just really cool in that way. And goodness, before I even like really realized that this was all made in Europe, I just got such like a European vibe, like the almost painterly sort of, scratchy effects of it, and the way they designed the costumes. It just reminded me personally of early Mardi Gras floats and posters of them, how they were all done with, like simple little paint jobs and all these crazy like colors and patterns and such. And yeah, this was part of an older time, an older sort of French style. And it was really cool and lovely to see in this. I will admit it does have a narrative story, It does. The humans are trying to save themselves, as humans usually do when they're with aliens that outnumber them or outpower them. And that part was fine, but honestly, I wasn't so much rooting for the aliens as much as, I'm sorry, not rooting for the humans myself, as much as I just wanted to continue to watch the aliens and see how they, deal with the stuff in their world. I found the aliens to be absolutely fascinating. And the part where, they talk about their little humans as pets. They're tiny little humans. They're basically like gerbils mixed with rats or dogs. And yeah, the way they dressed up their little human friends, and God, the way they talked about them, like sometimes they're an infestation when there are too many wild ones. It was just all so strange and a little creepy, but I loved it. I loved it so much. Ugh. So, I guess I don't have that much to say except that, this movie has opened my heart to see other animated experimental films. I think the only one that I can remember seeing off the top of my head was Cryptozoology, and that was way more action driven, but it was still also very strange and very open with how it presented its animation. It was one of the most unique animated films I've ever seen, and yeah, Fantastic Planet, and yes, that movie there have opened my heart where I want to see more experimental films so I can get this happy vibe. I feel like I just went to a new art gallery and, saw something completely new that I wasn't expecting, or read a book that, really said the thing that makes my brain sparkle. That is what Fantastic Planet has done for me inside and out. It just made me really happy. Do I think anyone can watch this movie? I think animation fans should definitely watch it for inspiration on character design, for the transportation, for how to explain alien life to people. I once had a professor in, yes, I actually took a class on how to write instructions. It's harder than you thought. And one of the things she said was pretend you're explaining it to an alien, like somebody who would take things so literal because that is what they're aware of. They are trying carefully to figure things out. That was, yeah, a lot of this movie had that carefulness to it and had that like other perspective from an alien in a way, but also made the aliens very people-like because there was a family, there was a father who was aggravated with his job, there was a society, there were little annoyances and little joys in the day that, yeah, just brought a little humility to the aliens. So I really liked these aliens. I did. The Ohms? Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I think other animation fans will find this to be a lovely experience. I do. I think it's unique and special and really cool. An average movie fan, I mean, you have to be open minded. If you like sci fi, like just anything sci fi, you'll think you like it. But I think some people might be bored with the gaps in conversation and the really slow way this plot goes. It's not really plot heavy, and the characters do things at a very, very slow pace. That makes sense in the story, that makes sense in this movie. But yeah, you have to be in a certain mood to really watch this movie if you aren't just watching it for the animation and the wonderful, carefully made absurdity of it. So, do I think anyone could like it? I think not everyone would like it, but I think almost anyone could because yeah, this movie hit me in a lot of different points that I think if another person would watch it, it would appeal to them in other little aspects that I might not even know right now. So yeah, this is the kind of movie where I kind of want someone else to watch it. I want to test other people with this movie to see what they get from it because yeah, there is enough charm to it, enough creepiness to it that I think it will apply to a lot of people, just not everyone. I think it'll definitely freak kids out. Like, little kids definitely will be freaked out by it. I think teenagers will love it. Yeah, again, it really depends on the kid. Over the weekend, I had like this little volunteering gig where I watched kids go into a VR roller coaster, and some kids were terrified and jumping in their seats and had to take it off, and other kids just loved it and wanted to go again. Those are the kind of kids that will grow up and probably become like costume artists and just work in horror movies and stuff like that. There's all kinds of different people, and yeah, people really do figure out what they really love when they're kids and how that develops or grows or how you outgrow it. Yeah, it depends. But I don't know what I would have been like if I had seen this movie when I was younger, but I'm really happy I saw it and I can't wait to show other people. I thought it was great.